William, come on, hurry.
What?
William, this is only one stop on our big tour today.
Well, we're going to be pulling out all the stops today on Garden Time.
Welcome to Garden Time. We're out in the garden nursery, and it is a part of the Cascade Nursery Trail tour that's happening today.
In fact, we're going to be talking to both Carol and Kristen, two of the places that you'll be visiting on this tour.
Also coming up in the show, we'll be talking about the Garden Conservancy tour that's happening next week. But coming up first, all about ginkgos. I am at the Conifer Kingdom in Silverton with Sam. And Sam, you know, we've been here before. We talked about Japanese maples, yes, and you saw a great amount of conifers, but today is all about ginkgos.
Oh, ginkgos, yes. So we have about 200 varieties of ginkgo, not all of which do we consider garden worthy. So we're kind of paring that down to have only a few dozen that are really spectacular. So let's talk about a few of them here.
Excellent. You picked out some really cool. They're all so different. So I love this one because the leaves are actually like little cups.
Yeah, so this one's called tubifolia or tubiformis, and the leaves kind of roll into these tubes. So when they first come out, they're really deeply dissected. You almost have 4 or 5 different lobes rather than the 2 lobes typical of a ginkgo. And this one forms a slender tree with those cupped leaves that hold the water in there after a rain.
Neat. And so, full sun for this one?
Yeah, most ginkgos can take full sun.
Nice.
They need all well-draining soil, though.
Oh, that's good to know. And then I see this little tiny one. That's a cute one.
Yes, this is troll. This is a great one. A lot of people like to use these for bonsai even. They're good in containers, and they are a little cushion shape. Sometimes they can form a little bit more of a narrow upright tree with some training, but they're very low growing and grow about 3 to 4 inches a year only.
Ah, nice for a container for a patio if you don't want to do bonsai.
Exactly, yeah.
And this one has beautiful variegation.
Yeah, so this is snow cloud. This is a fairly new variety that was actually introduced here in Oregon, and it has a white new growth first thing in the spring. It's pure white.
Wow.
But the downside to that is that it needs some sun, or it needs some shade, and so you need to have it's great for like with hostas or things like that, because too much sun and you get a tiny bit of sunburn on the tips. So great for a small backyard space along a house where you have some shade.
That is nice. I have a lot of shade at my house, so that'd be perfect. And then this is another variegated one, but totally different.
Yeah, look how massive the leaves are.
Yeah, they are
this.
big.
This is Sunstream. Now this is a variegated one. It's different than this in that the variegation is in stripes. This one's just kind of variegated all over. But this has stripes of greens, stripes of gold, and in the fall color it all becomes gold. It's very, very unique.
That is pretty.
And it's a shrubby upright tree, maybe 5-6 feet tall over the 10 years.
And we didn't really talk about that because most ginkgos have beautiful fall color.
They do, yeah. Almost all of these will have some form of gold or yellow. Kind of a butter yellow is what's typical of ginkgos.
That is nice.
Yeah.
And then this one, I know that we didn't really want to talk about it, but it's a nice tease for the future.
Yeah, so this is similar to the Sunstream here in that they both have these kind of radiating variegation on the leaves. But this one is called Vanilla Swirl, and it's got pure white color throughout those dark green leaves. And we're just trying to work out, you know, how we can best produce it and make it available as soon as possible. So
that is nice. And what are you thinking about the height on it to be?
It grows about 6 to 9 inches a year, so it's a moderate-sized tree, probably about 7 to 8 feet tall after 10 years.
So we really have to stay tuned for this one. It's kind of in the pipeline.
Yeah, maybe in a couple years.
It's always nice to hear about the future. Well, you know, it's a wonderful place to come to, right in Silverton, not too far away, and they do have a beautiful yard here, all kinds of different trees. So you just have to go to your website?
Coniferkingdom.com. You can either order online. Shipping to Portland area is only about $15 for a couple of plants like this, or if you want to come and pick out your plants in person, call us and make an appointment, and we'll be happy to show you around.
So you heard it from Sam, so really come out and see all the beautiful plants because you need some for your yard. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Is your garden getting tired? Don't let your garden fizzle out because of the summer heat. Stop by Wavra Farms for a refresher in summer color. We carry a great selection of plants that love the summer. Give your garden the splash of color that it deserves. Your outdoor entertaining will be more enjoyable when you are surrounded by beautiful plants, wonderful flowers, and great fragrance. Let us show you what a summer garden should be. Wavra Farms, just east of Salem, off Highway 22 at the Joseph Street exit.
2 stages, 25 shows, one sweet weekend. It's the 26th annual Oregon Jamboree presented by Boulder Falls Inn, starring Brett Eldridge, Brantley Gilbert, Maren Morris, Low Cash, Jared Neiman, and Diamond Rio. The Oregon Jamboree happening August 3rd through the 5th. Tickets and camping on sale now at OregonJamboree.com.
In the summer months, water use can double or triple due to outdoor watering. Here are 3 simple tips to help save water and money this summer. Set your sprinklers so that they're watering your lawn and plants and not the pavement. Water early in the morning or later in the evening when temperatures are cooler. Group plants with similar water, shade, and sun needs together. For more water conservation information and tips, check out the Regional Water Providers Consortium at www.conserveh2o.org.
I am out in the garden, Molalla, and today is the Midsummer Madness Cascade Nursery Trail, and I'm with Carol, and you're one of the stops.
I am. There's 6 of us on the tour, 6 of the best specialty nurseries in the valley. You'll find, we like to laugh that we all have perennials, but the variance between us is pretty amazing.
Big time. And so you have a garden right here. It's a shade garden. You want to show one of the plants that you're showcasing.
This is becoming one of my favorite plants, this big gold one back here. It's called Aurelia Sun King. It's getting pretty close to mature size, about 4 by 4. This is completely herbaceous. It dies to the ground, comes back up, and is this massive, beautiful plant. The more I grow it, the more I love it.
And really, you can go in sun or shade.
It's better in actually part to full shade. Even though it's bright gold,
okay.
It will actually sunburn.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's interesting to know because it really is bright. Well, you do have a sunny garden to go talk about, so let's go over there too.
All right.
Carol, this is a beautiful bed, so tell us about some of these plants.
This behind us is Calicanthus Aphrodite, and she is the goddess of the garden. I absolutely adore this plant. It's been in the ground about 5 years. We've minimally pruned her.
Wow.
Not a lot of water, and blooms from Memorial Day almost to Labor Day.
Wow.
It has a little bit of fragrance. It's a fantastic plant.
And we have to talk about this one behind it because it really looks nice together.
Behind it is Persicaria polymorpha. That is the 2nd year in the ground, and it's almost 7 feet tall. It's just amazing. The more I grow, I love that plant. It's just this big, spectacular statement of a plant.
But it's a nice backdrop. And then down front, we have some right up here we want to talk about.
So we have a couple clematis here that are really interesting. This one is Purpurea, recta purpurea. It actually starts out super dark purple in the spring, the foliage does, but then as it gets lighter and lighter. But look at the blooms. This one went a little bit taller than the 3 to 4 feet, most people say, but it's so pretty. And then what I'll do when it's done blooming is cut it down really hard, and then it will flush again with the dark foliage.
Cool.
And then we'll be able to see this one, which is Heractifolia. Sorry, I can't quite get that name right, but this is a big shrubby clematis that's just about ready to set buds, has really deep bluish purple flowers. Ooh. And it's a great midsummer bloomer plus beautiful foliage.
That is nice because you don't think about short clematis like that. You think you need to put them on trellises.
Not everything.
Ah, well, very interesting. So we are going to toss it to William now, who is at another stop. Hey, William.
Thank you so much, Judy. Now I'm here with Kristen at Hydrangeas Plus, and you are one of the 6 nurseries on the Cascade Nursery Trail. So let's jump into the wonderful hydrangeas that you have here that we can get.
You got it. We're going to be a little patriotic.
Okay.
So we've got a couple red lace caps. These are 2 of the Teller hydrangeas. We've got Rot Drossel and Cardinal. Great, great red plants in a pot, or can be a gorgeous purple if they're in our acid soil.
Oh, really? So they'll,
Yes.
they'll just automatically change if you put them in the ground to that deeper purple.
Yes.
Wonderful.
That's
Cool.
our natural acidic soil, and
Yeah.
the aluminum absorbs, and so they change to purple.
So really both are beautiful.
Oh,
Whichever,
yes.
whichever the color they have, they're going to be
Yes,
lovely.
Definitely. And then we've got a variegated, which is going to be a white lace cap with a blush blue or a blush pink, depending on the pH of the soil. This is called Lemon Wave. See the variegation on the sides of the leaf there.
And you know, to me, I've seen them in bloom and the blooms are lovely. So I love that, but this foliage just by itself is pretty cool.
Pretty awesome. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a hosta.
Yeah, yeah. That's lovely.
And then I have one of my favorite whites. This is Princess Juliana. Really good dark leaf and a great rounded white flower, rounded petals. Gets about 5 by 5, a good sized white blooming hydrangea.
And in the darkness of the evening and dark night, that's going to show up a lot more too, which is cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It'll kind of blush pink or blue later in the season too.
Nice.
And then I've got one of my favorite blue ones. This is Decatur blue. Very good blue, earlier bloomer than some of the others.
Okay.
So we've got our red, white, and blue hydrangeas.
There you go. Now, tell me again a little bit about this wonderful event that's happening.
Sure. There's 6 members, and we're all going to be open. We're all going to have treats, and hopefully it won't be very hot.
Yeah. But
Hopefully.
We'll
have
or
drinks.
soaking rain, either one. Just a
That's
nice
okay.
weather like today, eh?
Yes, this would be perfect.
Well, for more information on this great event, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Find out where every one of them are, because all 6 of them are amazing. You can find great plants and have great fun, and generally get the people to meet them that actually grow these plants for you. Get all the questions you have answered. Always a blast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Do you want to be green? Do the easy stuff first. Hi, I'm Sarah from Portland Nursery. The U.S. House Energy and Commerce Committee says for every $1 spent on a shade tree, you can save $5 on cooling, blocking the penetrating heat in the summer and allowing the warm rays through in the winter. Dollar for dollar, there's no better energy and money saver than a good, deciduous shade tree. Portland Nursery's professionals can help you make the perfect selection. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Let's talk kitchens. Let's talk dreams. Let's talk KitchenAid. Let's talk savings. Big savings. Save up to $1,600 when you purchase a qualifying KitchenAid kitchen package. Let's talk selection. Let's talk service. Let's talk know-how. Standard TV and appliance, setting the standard since 1947. Let's talk.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature blooming advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
So I'm standing in an absolutely delightful garden, which, by the way, will be on the Garden Conservancy tour. But this is the owner, which I say the garden owns you, though. Your name is Peter, and there's so much activity in this part of Portland right now. Construction, we hear it even today. I want to know how this garden became built. Tell me a little bit of the history of how you even began this.
Well, we started in the late 80s. And in the early 90s, we acquired this as a vacant lot. And that's when we really started in earnest. The original design, we literally picked out of a design book. So the bones, the hedging, the square beds have kind of continued. And then the stuff, the plants in the beds changes with the years and with the seasons.
And I would think that because of the nature of this part of Portland and the changes it's gone through, the things like the big fencing and the beautiful hedge you have up, those were really almost for a type of security and privacy for you.
Absolutely, yes. They started out, it was for privacy and for security. Now it's more, they're there just for privacy, but not necessarily security. It's just our tranquil space in the middle of the city.
Right.
I mean, we're literally a half a block off of one of the busiest streets in Portland now, and you wouldn't know it by looking here. We've set it up as the garden into rooms, so it seems bigger, but at the same time more intimate. We love having parties and people over. Of course, it's our happy space.
It's a beautiful place. So now I want to know about some of the plants I see. I love this area we're standing in. It's because I'm a tropical boy at heart. It's a lot of bananas. It just looks like someplace you would see in Jamaica almost to me. So tell me about the process of the way you chose plants and what you and your partner felt about them and how you created the space with those.
Well, you know, I think Sean Hogan coined the term zonal denial. You always want to grow what you can't grow. So we love the tropicals. We usually go to Hawaii once a year for vacation, and so I just like to mimic that tropical.
Right.
It just says summer. So over the years, as more and more kind of hardier items, we try a little bit of this, a little bit of that. When the hardy bananas came out, grabbed those, the hardy gingers, and just kind of went from there. So we're always going to plant shows and looking for different. We just found a hardy kangaroo parlor, supposedly hardy. So there's always.
You're gonna try that, aren't you?
We're gonna try it, yeah. But I love the tropicals. They're a little more work, but it's well worth it. I mean, they just explode.
Well, now, Peter, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another portion of the garden, and I'm going to talk to Beth about this wonderful event so you can find out how to see this garden too. Well, now I'm standing in yet another beautiful part of this garden. I'm with Beth Hansen-Winter, and Beth, you're going to give us all of the how-to and what it's about and all that information. So let's start with, first of all, how many gardens are on this tour?
There are 7 gardens on the tour this year. A couple of them are close together, so we decided to give a little bonus to the tour goers. It's usually 5 or 6, so they get extras this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then it's not just the tours of the gardens themselves, there's other things happening.
Yes, yeah, there are there are book signings in a couple of the gardens.
Nice.
There are digging deeper programs, like at Garden Fever. They're doing a special event 2 or 3 times during the day about succulents, growing succulents, both hardy and tender.
And speaking of hardy, this is actually put on by the Hardy Plant Society, correct?
That's correct.
And if people want to come on this, and I can't see why you wouldn't want to come on this tour, where do they go to get tickets?
They can go to our website, hpso.org, and there's a phone number on there. There will only be a week left, so I'm not sure if they'll be able to do mail order at that point.
So it's happening. The tour is actually on the 14th.
Yes.
Okay.
So a week from today is the tour.
Nice.
So they can call and go there to pick up tickets. They can get tickets at Garden Fever, at Thicket Nursery, and at Portland Nursery.
And then there's an event. If they come with their ticket to the thing and get into the gardens, Portland Nursery is having a little party later. Tell me about that quickly.
Well, the tour is from 10 to 4. At 4 o'clock at the Stark location for Portland Nursery, there is a wrap-up party. So anybody who was on the tour is welcome to come to the party with refreshments and our plant lust gets going during these things, so they can go and buy plants.
Buy more plants. Well, there you have it. Now remember, all of the money for this not only goes to support the Garden Conservancy, but it also goes right back into our own area at the Hardy Plant Society for helping people there. For more information, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over their website. Get out next week, buy those tickets, and enjoy these beautiful gardens. Beth, my dear, thank you so much.
Thank you. And yes, come, because the gardens this year are gorgeous.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
I've been a Capital Subaru customer for 15 years, and one of the main reasons is because they treat me well and I want to shop local. The service department is excellent, and I always feel like I'm taken care of here. In fact, they call me now even after I've driven off the lot to remind me to come in and get my car washed. That service. One of the reasons why I like coming to Capital Subaru, actually, they have the dog area, and I can just walk my dog around the whole area and we can enjoy the outside. I got it my way on the Parkway.
Little Baja is your source for a whole lot of terracotta and concrete too. From bird baths and benches to Buddhas, bears, and fountains, plus the exclusive Baja chimney, we have an amazing variety of the finest in terracotta and concrete containers. Come check out our selection of statuary for any garden theme or setting. So for something for the garden, deck, or patio, come see us at Little Baja on East Burnside in Portland. Find us on Facebook too.
Over the 30 years that our family has been in the nursery industry, we've learned that anyone can supply a customer with plants and garden supplies. But it's supplying those plants and supplies backed by a knowledgeable staff that can transform a garden and take it from ordinary to extraordinary. That's what we do at Sagawa Nursery. Why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary? Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
Well, I feel like a kid in the candy store. I am at Sarracenia Northwest with Jeff, the owner. And Jeff, this is a wonderland of carnivorous plants. Amazing.
Thank you.
How many different plants do you have?
Oh gosh, just in different varieties here. I'm sure we have probably a couple hundred different types that are here, but they're in different large groups of varieties of plants.
Amazing, amazing. And so you have them outside, which I would never think about leaving them all outside. And I see Venus flytraps, where usually you see them indoors. So give us a little information about that.
The Venus flytrap is probably one of the most misunderstood plants that's out there, I would say, as far as plants go, carnivorous plants or otherwise. But the Venus flytrap is a U.S. native. They're found along the coastline of North and South Carolina. Their winters get as cold as ours do. And because of that, and the Venus flytrap is actually a hardy perennial, it does best as an outdoor container plant here in the Northwest.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but folks want to have it in the house. That's just not a good place to have it. It's kind of like trying to grow strawberries in the house.
Oh, that would be nice too, so you're right. And really, they're pretty easy. This is the full sun. I mean, they're sitting in water, but it's that easy.
Once you understand their basics, they're not complicated plants. Yeah, they are bog plants. They like to be quite wet, so sitting in shallow trays of water. Definitely full sun. There are very few carnivorous plants that are shade tolerant, so they all want to be out in the open. And for the majority of the American varieties, like the Venus flytrap and some of the pitcher plants we're going to look at, they're going to stay outside all year. They'll just need a little bit of extra protection during certain parts of the winter.
Wow, wow. And then I saw you have sundews, so tell us a little bit about those.
Sundews are sticky plants. They have little leaf hairs that have been modified with glands that have little droplets all over them. And so an insect, if they are attracted to it, they light on it, they get stuck, and if the insect can't pull itself free, the little hairs will start to bend and fold in onto the insect to digest it.
Wow, and so really we don't have to feed them then, right?
What insects are for carnivorous plants is fertilizer. It's not energy the way people think of like animals eating for energy. And so they're regular plants in every single way. They simply got this weird way they're getting fertilizer.
And then I saw you also have Darlingtonias, the cobra lilies.
Yeah, and that's our one West Coast native pitcher plant. Those can be found in Southern Oregon and Northern California. And they're usually found, most people know about the coastal colonies down around Florence, but there's also an awful lot of them that grow in the Siskiyou Mountains in Southern Oregon, Northern California. They often grow on spring seeps in the Siskiyous. Unfortunately, they're one of the more challenging carnivorous plants to grow too, even though they are a native.
Those are very cool. Very interesting the way they're hooded.
Oh, nothing looks quite like one at all.
Yeah.
So.
And then another really interesting one are the pitcher plants. So let's walk over here.
You bet.
Wow, there's so many colors. I would have never thought so many different colors.
And what we're looking at here are Sarracenia. These are pitcher plants from the East Coast, and the taller ones are kind of collectively referred to as trumpet pitchers many times. And then there's kind of hiding over here, I see them with the fern in that. There's one that's called a purple pitcher, which is actually where the name pitcher plant comes from, because it looks like a little pitcher with a handle in there, and it catches rainwater inside there to drown its bugs. But the other ones, amazing colors, unbelievable bug catchers. People will sometimes ask me, what's the best fly catcher? Oh, these things, hands down, of any plant that we grow.
Oh, so we should put it next to our deck for the mosquito problem.
If you've got a sunny spot and you can provide a trail water, it's a great place for one.
And can you show us the flowers? Because they're so unique in themselves. They're beautiful.
These are the floral structures you can see, like right here. We have a couple on these two different plants. Now this one still has a few petals on it, and those are just getting ready to drop. Usually early June is the beginning of our blooming time. But these still have the sepals on them. This sort of umbrella-like structure that's on here is all part of the pistil, and then you can see that big ball in the center. That's the ovary or the seed pod, and that's going to open up in September with a whole bunch of seeds in there.
Wow, that is. So tell us again how easy it is to take care of them.
Again, just a shallow tray of water, a sunny exposure for them. They're going to stay outside if you're here in the Northwest, west of the Cascades, pretty much all year. And they need very little. Their soil media is different than other plants. They grow in peat moss. They're not growing in regular soil. One of the trade-offs for being a carnivorous plant is that you're used to growing in extremely nutrient-poor soil, no nitrogen. And if you try to put them in nice, rich soil, it kills them.
Okay,
So.
really good tips. And then how can we find these plants to take home?
where you can find them. We are still vending at the Beaverton Farmers Market, so in May and June we can be found there. If you also go to our website at growcarnivorousplants.com, you can order plants off the website, and during the summertime we also have open houses at the nursery, so if you'd like to come out and visit us, we'd love to have you.
Oh, you have to come out here. It is amazing. So please go to Garden Time. We'll click you over their website, and you can have carnivorous plants at your home. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
I'm at the Village Green in Cottage Grove with Ty, and you know, Ty, we usually see at the Oregon Garden, so you kind of live there, but then you live down here too.
I have a lot of responsibilities, absolutely. Yes, I'm the curator and manager of horticulture for the Oregon Garden, as well as managing two hotel properties for the Oregon, for Moonstone Hotels, actually.
And this is just as pretty, it's just a different space than the Oregon
Absolutely, absolutely. Here at the Village Green, I would say this is probably the most mature garden that I have responsibility over. It's a very, very beautiful place.
Yeah, and really there's a new kind of attribute here. It's all dog friendly, which
Absolutely.
is really cool if you're traveling.
Absolutely. We have several pet friendly rooms here at the Village Green, and the garden is pet friendly as well. We just ask that please, pick up after your pet, and also make sure that the pets are on a leash so everybody can just get along and be friendly.
And were there challenges kind of turning that over to be more pet friendly and for people to enjoy it with their animals?
Not necessarily. We just kind of embraced the fact that people enjoy traveling with their dogs, made sure that pathways and whatnot were open, make sure that that there's the amenities accessible for them, and then also we are going to be installing a dog park about that direction over there. It should be ready to go by the end of the summer.
Nice, nice. So really, I think so many people travel with their pets now, and it's so nice. It's really, it's Eugene and South. It's really a great area if you're down in this area, in this space.
Absolutely.
And really, it's more than just the hotel part of it. There's an RV park.
Absolutely. We recently revamped our RV park in the back over there. There's many sites, and of course it is also dog friendly. And so, anybody who's just coming through town with an RV, by all means can stop by, get a nice place to sleep, get a nice place to eat, and enjoy the wonderful gardens.
Really, there's so much down here. You have to stop in. If you're down in this area, you can bring your pets now, so that's really a great thing too. So if you have any other questions, please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over and you can find out all the information about the Village Green. Thanks so much, Ty.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching the show today, and don't forget today and tomorrow to visit the 6 different nurseries on the Cascade Nursery Trail.
And for more information about that and all the things that are going on in Garden Time, please go to gardentime.tv.
We enjoyed having fun with you today on the show, so let's do this all again next week, right here on Garden Time.
What are you looking for?
Judy, I'm looking for the Garden Time Subaru.
William, it's right behind us.
And you can find it too. It's as easy as going to gardentime.tv.
So click on gardentime.tv and click on the Subaru. Each month the Subaru will be in a different location. Give us your best guess and you could possibly win.
Each month, one lucky person will be chosen from all the correct answers. Prizes can include a gift card to a great nursery, some wonderful tools, or other sweet prizes.
So go to gardentime.tv and help us find the Subaru.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.